Shalom, Brother Randy here. Well, what am I doing? I am cooking some organic chicken and some rice. I'm making some bourbon chicken tonight for myself. And I'm cooking on this wood stove. And as you see, the surface of the wood stove is enough where you can put about 3 or 4 pots on this thing. So what I like to do is in the wintertime, we heat all our wood on the wood stove. And we can cook the majority, if not all, our food on a wood stove. And this is just all more so about self-sufficiency. Do I have a stove? Yes, I have a stove. An electric stove? Yes. But why use that and run up my electric bill when I can go ahead and cook on this thing? And it's beautiful. You see that? It gets up to the nice, I know it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? There it goes. I got the flashlight on now, so you can clearly see that this is the chicken that's grown on the land. We got some rice that I'm going to be putting in there, and this is what this is about. This is about self-sufficiency. You see this? And so not only can you go ahead and heat the home, but as in the days of old, we also cooked on our wood stoves. And so, you know, it can be done. And what I wanted to talk about here was a life of sacrifice. Now, in order to walk this thing, you're going to have to die to your flesh. And I've talked about this in videos over and over and over again. And I'm going to continue to talk about it because, you know, I talk to a lot of saints. I talk to a lot of people out there that want to come out, see the work, want to come out, in the process of coming out. And let me tell you, I have these conversations with saints, and one of the things that I see that is very consistent is that they don't want to sacrifice anything. They don't want to die to their flesh. Every single plan that I've heard thus far does not have any kind of physical challenge or physical pain dealing with that's entailed with it. And I'll be specific. They're not willing to shit in a bucket. They're not willing to wash their asses inside of a bucket shower. They're not willing to I was talking to two brothers that, you know, planned on, you know, they want to come out and they want to buy a piece of land and stuff. And I said, well, you know, y'all have the resources or whatever. Why don't y'all just go ahead and go and live in the same home, you know, get a double wide or whatever and live in the same home and, you know, combine your resources. You know, they didn't want to do that because they don't want to die to their flesh. And every single community that I've seen that is successful over the years, they all started off tough. They all started off with the dying of their flesh, you know, and this is why we have such a candy-ass generation today where you have these so-called Hebrew Israelites, they ain't going to sacrifice a thing to their flesh. They ain't going to do it. I mean, they're just not man enough. Their houses are not in order in such a way that either the husband, the wife, or the children are going to walk this thing with them. And they ain't about to forsake them kids. I mean, they're just not going to do it. There's going to be very few of us that's going to be willing to make the sacrifices necessary in order to work hard, start off on a humble beginning, work our way up from a place where, you know, we are washing in a bucket. We are shitting in a composting toilet. We are cooking our food like this to the time where we can, you know, get those little conveniences, whether it's digging a septic tank or so forth and so on. There's very few men out there that's going to be willing to make the sacrifice. I mean, they just don't make them like they used to. They just do not make them like they used to. A lot of these men, they ain't going to make it. And this is why I say over again, you know, there's only going to be a few that's going to make the challenging transition. There's only going to be a few that's going to die to their flesh. There's only going to be a few that is going to walk in true faith, like that Bible says. Now, when I read the faith chapter in the book of Hebrews, I see people that did something. They sacrificed something. They were willing to sacrifice something in order to achieve a dream, goal, or objective. They had faith in the Most High, that the Most High would deliver them through the trials and tribulations that they were going through. But you fast forward to today, these bootlickers, these effeminate men, these beta males, these castrated men, they ain't about to do it at all. It's just a shame. So, for the ones that are making a sacrifice, stay encouraged, because, there's going to be a crown for the ones that walk in faith. And you're going to get the blessings. I mean, somebody tried to say that the blessings in Deuteronomy is not applicable. It's amazing. When you look at their lives, you don't see any kind of blessings at all. All you see is words. But the blessings are real, because that's what the book of Deuteronomy says. Only if you are willing to walk in his ways. Only if you're willing to make the sacrifice. And if you got to do it alone, you do it alone. The Most High will see your work. The Most High will bless you as he is blessing me and as he will bless others. This is just a fact. A stone cold fact that these so-called Hebrew Israelites that run their mouths, but when you look at the mannerism of their lifestyle, it's amazing. Again, you go back and you look at Facebook and you look at these people. Jezebel wives running the show. I mean, it's a shame. But that, excuse me. But that's just how it's going to be. That's just how it's going to be. There's only going to be a few. For those that are willing to make the sacrifice, it's going to be tough at the beginning, but you'll get through it. Could you imagine, like some of these camps that started off shit in the bucket or washing in a creek for years on end? We don't have the men like that. Show me the men that's willing to do that. Or that's willing to start off like a Pastor Fox that's recently doing it in the last couple of years, or like me or follow. Show me camps that's doing that. Show me. It's a shame. Not willing to sacrifice, but want everything, but not willing to die to that flesh. Good organic chicken, you see? This is the good stuff right here. Ugh. Saute this down, and then throw the seasoning in there. Rice right here. Got me a Smirnoff ice in the freezer. It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. There's only going to be a few. All these bootlickers, they're going to talk the talk, but they'll never walk the walk. All right, let me get back to this. Should I post a recipe? I got it on YouTube or Facebook. I don't know where I got it, but yeah, I'll post a recipe. Bourbon chicken, good organic. And there's another reason why these people can't think right, because y'all eating all that organic food, all that so-called organic food. Organic is what you grow. This is organic. You see it? Organic. I grew it. Grass fed. You get it? And this is why people can't think straight out there. Because they're loaded with aspartame, high fructose corn syrup, GMO, shot up chicken and beef. Just because it says organic on that package, that don't mean that it's organic. And this is why other people, they can't think straight. Children all jacked up. Autism rates off the chain. Eat good. You ain't got to worry about all of these sicknesses and diseases coming up on you like it came up on the Egyptians. It's a shame. genetically modified food, vaccines, fluorinated water. This is why people are jacked up. This is why they can't think straight. It's a shame. Get after it. Shalom, shalom.